So, hi, Terri Gillespie here, and welcome to Author Highlight and Giveaway. And I am so excited because I have an author who is new to me, but she's not a new author. And if you're wondering where she is, I have her kind of hidden away so that I can spring her on you guys a little bit later. Anyway, just a special welcome to my viewers and my subscribers. And if you're wondering how to subscribe, there's a subscribe button down there, and it's really going to be important today, and we'll talk about that more in the episode. One more other thing, just remember that it really helps our authors to like, comment, and share this video. And by the way, when I say comment, that means you go down below and comment. If you just comment on social media, that doesn't count toward the giveaway. It does help Jennifer, so feel free to do that. But for the giveaway, be sure to comment down below. Now, Jennifer, for those of you who don't know her, she has her master's in journalism from Indiana University. However, it took her only a few short months of covering the local news for her to realize that writing fiction is much better for the soul and definitely more fun. She's a born and bred Hoosier. She was plucked from the heartland after being swept off her feet by an Air Force pilot. That's kind of the stuff of movies, or books. And has spent the past decade traveling the world and every few years attempting to make old curtains fit the windows of her new home. And if you are a military wife, you totally understand what Jennifer is talking about. So she currently resides in New Mexico with her husband and 2 children, 1 grumpy dachshund, and an overly demanding guinea pig, Peanut Butter Cup. So that's a little bit about Jennifer. So let's officially welcome her. Jennifer!
Hi!
Hi! You are one busy lady, and you like to hike in the mountains as well.
Yes, I do. We love southern New Mexico. We love southern New Mexico. But talking about that bio, I have to add something or my kids are going to get upset. We just got another guinea pig, and they said I have to stop leaving her out of my bio. So we have another guinea pig now, and her name is Snickerdoodle. So we're keeping with the sweets and treats theme going on here. And they read my bio in the back of the book and they said, "Mom, you didn't include Snickerdoodle." And I'm like, well, this was written before we got Snickerdoodle. So I wanted to make sure to tell everyone we now have 2 guinea pigs. I don't want to leave her out and make my kids upset. And so if you want to see pictures of my guinea pigs or maybe a few book posts as well, I just wanted to let you know that you can find me on Facebook at Jennifer Wright Lit. I'm also on Instagram at JennWright82, and I blog occasionally when I have some time at www.jennwrightwrites.com. It's a mouthful to say. It's kind of a play on my last name.
Yeah.
And so you can find me there, and just thank you so much, Terri, for featuring me this month. I hope everybody enjoys the book, and I'm excited for readers to get to know me. So I hope everyone will like and comment and subscribe to your video.
Yes, thank you. And by the way, all of those great links that Jenn was talking about are down in the description section. So don't have to worry about trying to remember everything that she just said. So let's see here. By the way, yeah, send a picture of a Snickerdoodle. I'll put her on the website blog. So the interview there.
My kids will be happy.
Yes, yes, because I peanut butter cup is prominently displayed, by the way.
Perfect.
So, and at that interview on the blog, is you can also enter for this giveaway that we're going to be talking about in a little bit. But it's got a little more detailed information. But we like to do different things on our video blogs. And oh, and also down below in the description section is my 5-star review of Come Down Somewhere. So, Jenn, as I said before we started rolling, Come Down Somewhere is a powerful, powerful book. It is very unique and beautifully written and well researched. The thing that I really loved is you weren't afraid to tackle some really difficult subject matter, especially as it pertains to not so much patriotism but as far as America's involvement in World War II. So do you think that had something to do with your journalism
I
background?
would hope so. I really hope so. Because I wanted to be a journalist my whole life. From the time I was a kid, this was my career path. This is what I was going to do. And
Wow.
so went all the way up and got my master's in journalism. And then like I said in my bio, I only did it for a few months, and I thought, oh, I hated this. I hate this. I don't want to do this. And so it's kind of nice to know that at least that degree is not being wasted. I did feel like a lot of the researching and the interviews and the things that I learned pursuing that degree helped me be able to write this book. So I'm glad to know that it came through in the pages of the novel.
Yeah, and I think there's a real sense of investigation, where you're not afraid to look for the truth, to dig until you
Right.
find the truth. And I really just had a strong sense of that. Yet it's a great story, and it's a story about people. And so what I thought, it would be nice if you read a little bit of your brand new book that's coming out, what, September 6th?
Next week. Yes. September 6th, for sure.
So, would you be willing to do that?
Sure. I have a copy of the book right here. It's so pretty. I'm so blown
Yes.
away by the cover. Tyndale did such an amazing job with the cover here. So I will just give you all a little snippet here. I'll read the first couple pages. So, Chapter 1, Olive, October 1944. The Army moved in on a Sunday. Moved in. That's what Uncle Herschel called it. Like they'd been a happy family out house hunting and found the perfect little bungalow. Like they hadn't just walked in and taken what was ours, claiming the government needed it for the war effort. Uncle Herschel could call it anything he pleased. I called it stealing. I was in the hayloft when they arrived, pushing things to the side, sweeping away years of dust and bird droppings, making space for boxes of things we were no allowed to keep in our house. Because our house, and over 75% of our land, was no longer ours. It was now property of the U.S. government. Olive? Ma's voice came from outside, just below the window. I didn't answer. Instead, I jumped over a hole in the loft floor, one more thing we didn't have the time or money to fix, and tossed a bag of old grain to the corner with a bang. Dust floated up from the impact, shimmering in the afternoon sun. Olive, come on down. Your brother can finish up there. I need you to help me move the last of this stuff into the casita. I stuck my head out of the narrow opening. Make Avery do it. I'm already up here. Ma shielded her eyes as she looked up at me. Avery is stronger than you. It'll be easier for him to carry the boxes up the ladder. Besides, her sentence was interrupted by a distant rumble. She and I turned at the same moment, searching for the source of the commotion. From my vantage point in the loft, the land spread out beneath me, shades of brown and green. Dirt and shrubs, rocks and hills, miles of withered land fading in a pale sky. Ugly, barren, home. But now, in the distance, on the last hill before our house, the one with the Arizona sycamore, my initials carved in the trunk, bark worn smooth from climbing, and that one branch perfect for reading. Beside that hill, my hill, a large truck rolled to a stop, the words U.S. Army stamped on the sides. They're here, Ma said unnecessarily. Avery, Herschel, they're here. I pulled back from the loft window as another truck reached the barn. Tires on gravel, engines cut, and in their absence, a stifling silence. I pressed myself against the wall, unable to breathe, unwilling to move. A slamming door, muffled voices, a man, and then my mother, laughing.
Oh, oh. Now that's something that you do address in this book, and that is the unfortunate example of our government's eminent domain
Yes.
power. So, can you explain a little bit about eminent domain?
Sure. Simply put, eminent domain is a right granted to the government to seize private land for public use. You do have to be compensated for it, of course, but basically, it comes from things such as transportation, if they need to make a railroad or a highway, if they're creating a national park, or if they're creating some kind of public building, they do have a right to come in and take your private land. This also includes things like national defense sites, which is what is addressed in Come Down Somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, it's fascinating and a little scary sometimes. But now the author highlight blog, as I said, has some fascinating information and some cute little guinea pigs. And but for this interview, I thought we could have a little fun. And I was wondering, is there something that about yourself that people don't know?
I am ambidextrous. I use both of my hands for things. I usually favor my left hand for writing. It feels like it's the stronger hand for writing, but I do everything else with my right hand. I bat right-handed. If I paint right-handed. I put on my makeup with my right hand. And funny story, so when I was starting school, when I was little, the teacher noticed that I was writing with my left hand. So she tried to force me to use left-handed scissors. Now, I don't know if any of you, most people are right-handed. They probably never attempted to use left-handed scissors, but they're extremely awkward to use. But the teacher just said, well, you're left-handed. Here's left-handed scissors. And it was horrible. I could not figure out how to use these scissors. And of course, I was little, probably kindergarten, first grade. So I was too embarrassed to say anything. And I just really kind of struggled through and ended up turning it in. And my poor little cutting assignment was just horrendous. It was so terrible. And I was in tears because I felt so bad, like I'd failed the assignment. And basically, short story, they never forced me to use left-handed scissors again. Now I am allowed to use my right-handed scissors.
So that was a little traumatizing, I think.
It really was. It really
Yes.
was. I'm thankful that now I'm just allowed to be ambidextrous. No one questions it anymore after that first year of school. So
Now, are you right and left brain, or are you, as far as analytical and creative?
I think I'm both,
Yeah.
honestly. I have
Yeah.
both of those. I love the creative side. Obviously, that's where my passion is. So that's where I'm working. But I've always been very good at numbers, crunching numbers and stuff like that. So I never liked that as much. So I'm like, yeah, I'm good at it, but I don't like this. So I think that's maybe another part of being ambidextrous is you kind of have equal parts of your brain being left brain, right brain.
Yeah. I know I'm both right and left brain, and for me, numbers tell a story just as much as words tell a story. So
Yes.
every once in a while, I'll crave getting back to numbers, and then I'll be in numbers for a while, and then I crave going back into creative. I don't know if you saw the video on Instagram, but there was a woman who was not only ambidextrous with her hands, but with her feet. So she was, did you see that?
Yeah, are you talking about the one where she was painting with her feet?
Yes.
Or yeah, amazing. I
Yeah.
am not that talented. Let me say that right off the bat.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It was
Yeah.
it was crazy. I
Yes.
kept trying to see any loops or any editing or anything, but it looked like she
Oh,
was really doing it. So
wow, amazing.
okay, so well, we have those people. So now it's time to talk about this month's giveaway, and thanks to Tyndale, they have given us a copy of Come Down Somewhere. Yay! And by the way, Bob's going to have the book cover on there too.
Oh,
So,
perfect, perfect.
but it is like I said, it's a phenomenal book. It's one of those books that I think kids in high school need to read. I think it's important for them to read. It's a part of our history, and sometimes fiction is an easier way because it's dealing with the people instead of facts and everything else. So how many viewers out there would like to win a copy of Jenn's book? Well, you can enter. And you can enter up to 6 different times. And you can enter by like and commenting. That's one. You can share. That's another one. You can subscribe and hit that little dingy bell. That's 2 entries. Go over to the blog interview, which the link is down below. And you leave a comment there. Sign up for the newsletter. By the way, do you have a newsletter that people can sign up for?
I don't. You can just, if you go over and you can subscribe to my blog, and you will get updates anytime that I get a chance to get over there and write.
Gotcha. So that's another way to get an entry into this giveaway. So that's a total of 6 chances. Now, as generous as our Tyndale is, this is limited to the contiguous U.S., so Alaska and Hawaii. Sorry. So the drawing will be held Friday, September 16th. And also, if you're already a subscriber to the newsletter and to this YouTube channel, as long as you comment, you will get those extra entries. So, Jenn, do you have any final words before we sign off?
Well, first, I just again want to thank you for having me on your channel here. This has been a lot of fun. But for my readers out there, my goal is really to reach both Christians and non-Christians alike with my stories. So if you enjoy what I write, please share it with your friends, with your coworkers, with your family, everyone, whether they're a believer or not. Word of mouth is absolutely the highest compliment you can give an author. When I hear, oh, my friend told me to read this book, or oh, my mom told me, like, that's a huge compliment to me. And even if the person that you're recommending the book to is not a believer, you never know what sort of door you're opening just by recommending a book that speaks the truth to them.
Amen. Amen. And I would add to that as well that if you love this book, then leave a review, because leaving a review for books that we love really helps the author. There's some kind of algorithms that are going on in the background for YouTube as well as Amazon, and it can elevate Jenn up into the food chain. So
yes, please.
so that's very important. So thanks for watching my 21st episode of Author Highlight with Terri. I'm coming up on 2 years. And just a reminder, I'm going to have all those links, those great links for Jennifer down below in the description section. And as always, Jenn and I love to keep in touch with our readers and our viewers. And the best way to do that is through social media. So those links are down below. Next month, my featured author will be Joanne Politano. And Have you read her books
Oh,
before?
but I have heard so much about her that I'm like, this is kind of moving up on my to be read pile because everyone I know just raves about everything she's ever written. So that's
Yeah,
exciting.
I just finished the one that's supposed to be coming out,
Hmm.
and
Yeah, oh, that's exciting.
yeah, don't read it at night.
Oh, good tip. Thank you.
So that's it for this month. Thanks again to Jennifer, and thank you, viewers, for tuning in. And I'll see you next month. God bless and keep
Keep reading.
reading.